Welcome to Ruger Tech Tips for the LCP Max pistol. Today we're going to talk about to load and fire, to reload, and to unload the pistol. First off, I am on the range. You notice I'm wearing my glasses and I have hearing protection nearby. The pistol is pointed down range and the magazine is empty to start. First thing we're going to do is just a real quick inspection. So we're going to pick up the pistol. We are going to keep it pointed down range. I'm going to keep my finger off the trigger at this time, and the first thing I want to do is just do a quick inspection. Anything loose, cracked, or damaged, the pistol is in good condition. I'm going to perform a real quick functions check, just making sure that the slide operates, make sure the slide locks back properly using the slide lock, and I'm also going to check now the trigger pointed down range, make sure that fires. I'm going to hold the trigger down, cycle the slide, release, it resets, and it's ready to go again. So I will now lock the slide back using the slide stop. I know that my pistol has passed its functions check. I'm also going to inspect the magazine, make sure there's no cracks or damage, make sure it's not dirty. The feed lips look nice and clean and new. So we're ready to load this pistol. I'm just going to put a couple of rounds in it for demonstration purposes. Make sure you use .380 ammunition. It works with a variety of ammunition, hollow points, ball ammo, various types. But make sure, of course, not to use .380 plus P. I'm going to load a couple rounds in the magazine, just setting it on the table. I can press the round in with my thumb and slide it all the way back to the rear to make sure it's underneath these feed lips. And if it's a little bit difficult, which these aren't really too bad, you can use this included load assist device. It has a little point in the back which can be used to press the ammunition down. Now I can easily slide in another round to about the halfway point, and when I release it, I can push it back the rest of the way. It helps a little bit if you have a very tight magazine, maybe just to get those last few rounds in. Okay, so I've loaded 3 rounds into the magazine just to demonstrate. I'm going to put my hearing protection on now. All right. And I will pick up the pistol. I'm keeping it oriented down range. I'm keeping my finger off the trigger until I'm ready to shoot. And I know my target and my backstop. We're at a range here. I'm shooting into a solid sand backstop with concrete behind that. Now I can pick up my magazine, and I'm going to put that in the magazine while, rounds oriented forward. Make sure it clicks, pull on it, make sure it doesn't come out. It's properly seated. Now, in order to chamber the first round, again, finger off the trigger. I'm going to pull back on the slide and to get it off of the slide stop, and I just let it go. That allows the slide to fly forward and chamber the first round. Okay, at this point, the pistol is ready to fire. I'm going to fire these couple of rounds just so you see how that works. Okay, so downrange. Now I'm oriented on the target. I can put my finger on the trigger and gently squeeze off the first round. Okay, now this is a semi-automatic pistol, so you notice it is recycled. It is ready to fire again. It has automatically reloaded itself. I can do that again until the magazine is empty. Okay, I only had 3 rounds in there, so the magazine is now empty, and you notice that the slide locked back on the empty magazine. So, to reload, I simply press the magazine release, remove the empty magazine, and I can replace it with a full magazine. Repeat the cycle. I can rack the slide, and I'm ready to fire again with a full magazine. Okay, the slide is forward. We know there's still a round in the chamber. I still have a full magazine. I want to unload the pistol at this point. So what I will do, again, keeping the pistol pointed down range at all times, keeping my fingers away from the trigger, I can press the magazine release button here. That will allow me to drop the magazine. I'm going to control it, make sure it doesn't hit the ground. I'm just going to take that magazine out. There's still a live round in the chamber. So again, fingers away from the trigger, muzzle down range. I vigorously pull back on the slide. That round ejects. I'm going to lock the slide back manually with my thumb and the slide stop, And now I can visually and physically inspect until I'm sure that the pistol is now unloaded. One final thing that you can do with this, you can also single feed. So with no magazine in, I can actually drop just one round into the chamber very carefully. All right, now I can, keeping that round in the chamber, pull back on the slide, release. It is now chambered and ready to fire again with no magazine in this time. So, taking aim at the target, I put my finger on the trigger, squeeze. Okay, now because there's no magazine in the pistol is empty, but the slide is still forward. So again, I have to go through my unload procedure. There's no magazine in. I'm going to lock the slide back using my thumb, keeping the muzzle down range. And I will again inspect the chamber visually and physically to make sure there are no rounds in the pistol. I can set it down on the bench with the muzzle pointed down range. Thank you for watching this Ruger tech tip on to load, reload, and unload the Ruger LCP Max pistol.